So Xbox recently had their games showcase, and in this showcase, they actually showed some cool stuff. One of the cool things that they showed, and that actually grabbed my attention because I wasn't watching this showcase, it popped up on my For You page, and then they just showed it as I started watching. So it's like, they just felt my aura coming from miles away. In this showcase, they showed a new Life is Strange game with the first protagonist, Max Caulfield. Now, before we get into this video, I want to say that there's spoilers, obviously, for the first game and most likely the other games in the series. So if you haven't played the game, leave! There's spoilers! Don't watch this video. Maybe come back after you played the games, but leave a like before you leave, it helps me. Anyways, yeah, this trailer was pretty good and it showed a pretty interesting continuation of Max Caulfield's story. Now, while looking for information on this game, I couldn't find too much just because this is right after the showcase, but the YouTube trailer actually had a description for the game. Max Caulfield, photographer in residence at the prestigious Caledon University, discovers her closest new friend, Sophie, dead in the snow, murdered. To save her, Max tries to rewind time, a power she's not used in years. Instead, Max opens the way to a parallel timeline where Sophie is still alive and still in danger. Max realizes the killer will soon strike again in both versions of reality. With her new power to shift between two timelines, can Max solve and prevent the same murder? Now, this is already a pretty interesting setup, throwing Max Caulfield into a murder mystery, kind of like the first game. It's giving vibes of that. Now, I had problems with the original Life is Strange. I think Chloe was kind of a annoying character, no disrespect to her and people who like her character, and the endings of the games kind of sucked. But this here actually looks pretty interesting. I already knew this was Life is Strange just because I saw the Deck 9 logo, and maybe because it's also because I heard Max's voice, but honestly I thought this was a new character just because she looks really different from her original design. That's not to say this new design is bad. I actually really like this new updated version of Max. Story-wise, they can do a lot here with the two different timelines. It seems like the direction they're taking this is that this is the version of Max that had to let Chloe die in order to save Arcadia Bay. That's probably why we don't see Chloe at all in this trailer. So they probably have Sophie here just to fill in that gap as Max's best friend. Maybe in this second timeline that Max is exploring, Chloe is in that timeline and we see her and stuff. It seems like Chloe might not even be in this game, which is fine. But I don't know, maybe they'll throw in something for the Chloe fans. So far, we don't have too much information on this game, but I do feel like Chloe has a chance of popping up. Either way, they have a chance to make a better best friend character because Chloe was kind of mean, kind of an asshole, not gonna lie. Do you guys remember that part in the first game where Kate, the friend that's not, she's not doing so good, calls Max because, she's struggling, and Chloe just gets pissed for you answering a phone call? Yeah, I don't know if that was the best idea, Chloe. Sophie has a chance to be a pretty unique and different best friend character. And honestly, if they make her different from Chloe, I will actually prefer it. I wouldn't like if this character is a carbon copy of a previous character, so I hope she's a completely new character with new traits and new stuff about her. And she has to be pretty important to have Max want to use her rewind power again, because we saw in the first game what the consequences were for her using that power. I have a little game theory about this. I feel like Max has a bit of guilt for having to sacrifice Chloe for Arcadia Bay, and now that something like that is happening to her again, she doesn't want to experience that loss. And it seems like that power she doesn't have that power anymore. And it seems like now her only power is to be able to travel to these two different timelines, which I actually think could work better for a decision-based game like this one. Just because in the original Life is Strange, there's not much heat to your decisions, well, some of them, just because you can rewind time and change that decision. There's just more chance for every decision here to feel more permanent. Another hope that I have for this game is that I hope it has more endings. In the last few Life is Strange games, they have done multiple endings, but Life is Strange 2, which is my personal favorite game in the series, heavily did multiple endings. There was like 7 different endings and they all felt really different from each other. And I actually like that they did that. It feels like your decisions would matter more with multiple different endings. I had a problem with the 2 endings for Life is Strange 1 in that they both kind of made your decisions not matter as much. Like one ending, Arcadia Bay gets destroyed and all the characters that you kind of grown to love are either dead or we just never see them again until that, you know, cameo of David, which was actually a pretty good cameo in Life is Strange 2. And then the other just completely erases the events in the whole game where Chloe has to die in order to save Arcadia Bay. That specific ending just made your decisions in the game feel like they didn't matter. So yeah, I don't fuck with these endings. They both erase your decisions. But here with this new game, they can do something new and different with the endings. I kind of like that this game takes place in a timeline where Chloe, you know, passes away. That sounds kind of crazy. It opens the story up for something new and different. Sure, a road trip style game with Chloe could actually be pretty interesting and pretty fun, but Chloe as a character I don't find super interesting anymore. So giving Max a new supporting cast will still be pretty fun to see because I still like her as a protagonist. Especially with the endings part, I really like this is a decision-based game. You can have multiple endings. Just do it. Go crazy. Either way, it'll still be interesting to see Max Caulfield return as a protagonist in a new Life is Strange game. I may have issues with the first game, but I still have a pretty big soft spot for the series. The music is amazing. Graphically, while the game does look kind of stiff in some areas, I still like the look of the game. And you know, I kind of like Max Caulfield as a protagonist anyways, but please stop shooting her best friends. This is the second best friend she's watched get murdered. Like come on, give her a break. 2 best friends is crazy. I've been itching for a new decision-based game for a while now. So to have a new one in a big series like Life is Strange is just cool to see. And I'm excited to see what direction they go in for this game. Hey, welcome to my little end card thingamajig. If you're still watching, thank you. I got a new video coming out. I'm gonna be talking about Persona. Then I probably got a Spider-Man video coming out soon. Maybe I might push that one back. Yeah, and you know, do the thing that every YouTuber tells you to do. You know, like and subscribe. It helps me and stuff like that. Oh, thank you for the views and the likes of the last video and the comments. Appreciate you guys. I want to make more videos. If you're still listening, thank you for listening to my yap session and have a good day.